2020 saw 20th Century Fox and Fox Searchlight Pictures being renamed to 20th Century Studios and Searchlight Pictures respectively. Timmy Failure Mistakes Were Made debuted on Disney+, and Canada Far and Wide in Circle Vision 360, Beauty and the Beast Sing-Along, and Awesome Planet films debuted at Epcot. But it would then turn into a heartbreaking and devastating, disastrous year as Bob Chapek took over as CEO of the company, who would then get fired 2 years later, and the COVID-19 pandemic swept the world, resulting in the company to close down Radio Disney and several of its theme parks, losing billions. Onward also flopped in theaters because of this. Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway opened at Hollywood Studios, and the Inside the Walt Disney Archives 50 Years of Preserving the Magic exhibit debuted at Bowers Museum in Santa Ana. Hamilton, Howard, Magic Camp, The One and Only Ivan, Stargirl, Prop Culture, Artemis Fowl, and Disney Nature's Elephant and Dolphin Reef all debuted on Disney+, as did Myra, Royal Detective on Disney Junior. Star India's Hotstar was renamed into Disney Plus Hotstar. The Disney Family Sing-Along debuted on ABC with 2 volumes, and the Walt Disney Archives had its 50th anniversary. The adventure through the Walt Disney Archives documentary premiered online for D23 Gold members. Beyoncé's Black is King, Phineas and Ferb the movie, Candace Against the Universe, Soul, the live-action Mulan, and Once Upon a Snowman debuted on Disney+. Castle of Magical Dreams was unveiled at Hong Kong Disneyland, and a major expansion of Fantasyland opened at Tokyo Disneyland, featuring the Enchanted Tale of Beauty and the Beast attraction and Minnie's Style Studio, along with the Happy Ride with Baymax attraction in Tomorrowland. The company had a hard time recovering from its losses in 2021. During this, WandaVision, The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and Loki debuted on Disney+. Snow White's Enchanted Wish attraction debuted at Disneyland, and Raya and the Last Dragon and Cruella were released. Avengers Campus opened at California Adventure Park, which would then open in Disneyland Paris the following year. Luca, Muppets Haunted Mansion, Hawkeye, What If, Home Sweet Home Alone, and The Book of Boba Fett debuted on Disney+, and Black Widow, Jungle Cruise, Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, and Eternals were released in theaters. The Space 220 restaurant opened at Epcot. The Harmonious and Disney Enchantment Nighttime Spectaculars both previewed before officially debuting on October 1st in Magic Kingdom Park and Epcot respectively. Remy's Ratatouille Adventure opened at Epcot, and Disney World celebrated its 50th anniversary. Encanto and West Side Story premiered in theaters, with the former having 2 songs being major successes and it being praised for its representation of magical realism and transgenerational trauma. The Cookie and Bakery Cafe opened along Mickey Avenue at Shanghai Disneyland, and Susan E. Arnold became chairman of the board of the company. In 2022, the Story Living by Disney neighborhood communities were announced, with the first location at Catino being planned for the heart of the Coachella Valley in Rancho Mirage. The Proud Family Louder and Prouder, Turning Red, Cheaper by the Dozen 2022, and Moon Knight debuted on Disney+. The inaugural voyage of the Star Wars Galactic Star Cruiser departed from Disney World. Toy Story Hotel opened at Tokyo Disney Resort. Disneyland Paris had its 30th anniversary, which I attended, and Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness premiered in theaters. Disney Nature's Polar Bear, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Chip and Dale, Rescue Rangers, Rise, Hollywood Stargirl, and Miss Marvel debuted on Disney+. 20th Century Studios released the Bob's Burgers movie, and the Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind attraction opened at Epcot. Disneyland celebrated the 50th anniversary of the Main Street Electrical Parade. The Disney Wish cruise ship, which would have its maiden voyage, was christened in Port Canaveral, and Thor, Love and Thunder and Black Panther Wakanda Forever premiered in theaters. Lightyear and Strange World also premiered, but they both became massive flops due to their lack of marketing and them including LGBTQ+ characters, which resulted them being banned in several countries. But by the end of the year, Avatar: The Way of Water was released and grossed over $2 billion worldwide, despite having less than its predecessor. 2023 marked the 100th anniversary of the Disney Company, and it was celebrated with a special short, Once Upon a Studio, which features nearly every single character from every single movie released by Disney Animation Studios. They hang out at the studios in the real world for a 100th anniversary photo. Also commemorating this milestone was Wish, featuring watercolor graphics and almost 100 Easter eggs throughout. Unfortunately, its box office was disastrous, only grossing over $200 million due to lackluster marketing, especially on social media. Other movies also released that suffered from poor marketing and other various issues were Elemental, the live-action The Little Mermaid, Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, The Marvels, Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, and the latest Haunted Mansion, which was released too early in summer rather than near Halloween. Even worse for the company, it faced some massive lows amongst its highs. More than 8,000 employees were sacked after Disney failed to deliver any billion-dollar hits like it had in previous years. Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 offered some hope after it pulled in $845.6 million worldwide and received critical success for its amazing visual effects and heartwarming storyline. Sadly, it wasn't enough for Disney, and it was a year to forget after they were slightly outgrossed by Universal and losing over $1 billion as a result. Attempting to revive the magic in 2024, the company have been releasing less projects than last year due to the quality over quantity aspect. About 7 projects have been released, including Inside Out 2, Deadpool and Wolverine, Moana 2, all grossing over $1 billion worldwide, Mufasa the Lion King, an origin story about Mufasa himself, etc. Walt Disney Animation Studios released Iwaju on Disney+, which is set in a futuristic Lagos, Nigeria, being a first-time collaboration with Kugali Media. The final season of Star Wars: The Bad Batch was also released on the service, along with another animated series by Marvel called X-Men 97. Sean Bailey departed from the company after 15 years working on live-action movies as the president of Walt Disney Pictures, with David Greenbaum taking his place as well as becoming president of 20th Century Studios. Looking ahead from 2025 and beyond, the company will be releasing movies like Tron Ares, Zootopia 2, Avatar: Fire and Ash, Toy Story 5, Incredibles 3, Avengers: Doomsday, The Mandalorian and Grogu, etc. Disney will be collaborating with the developers of Epic Games to create an expansive, open games and entertainment universe that will be connected to Fortnite, having invested $1.5 billion in the process. For years, the Disney company has been and still is the biggest media empire in the world, putting a big smile on our faces when we experience the magic from within. There have been lots of surprising ups, like 2019, but also some unfortunate downs, like 2023. And the only way for them to bring back the old magic is to think hard about their choices and making sure there are no more missteps. That's not a guarantee, but I know deep down that their real magic will be revived one day. I'm Harrison FB, and thank you for joining me on this journey of a lifetime.